A recent study from Statistics Canada has now reported that Sudbury is the second most obese city of its kind in the country. At 33.8%, 9% higher than the national average, Greater Sudbury sits behind St. John, New Brunswick as the second most obese city in Canada. This alarming rate has researchers and healthcare professionals looking at ways to cope with the future challenges this statistic may bring to the city, but more importantly, to find out contributing factors and possible reasons behind the numbers.
It doesn't surprise me, I'm a nurse by training and coming from healthcare. I know Northern Ontario has a higher rate of obesity, higher rates of smoking, and a lot of obesity-related diseases. So it didn't surprise me seeing that Sudbury was so high, specifically in the city, looking at the whole country. It did. We know people who do shift work tend to have higher weight gain, and there is a pretty strong correlation now between stress and lack of sleep and weight gain. So even if you're eating well and dieting, or eating well and living a healthy lifestyle, if you're under an enormous amount of stress and or not sleeping as much, you can see weight gain with no changes. So we know that. And also shift work, we do know that we see people who do shift work have weight gain, and that could be a sleep issue. You come home, the only thing open is maybe a drive-through, compared to maybe being able to the grocery store to pick something up and just, if you look at it, Sudbury is a big shift work town. I mean, your main employers are mining and healthcare, all of which are shift work.
NorthernLife.ca spoke with Bas Gohar, a PhD candidate at Laurentian's Rural and Northern Health Program. Gohar, along with his colleague Dr. Bedin Nawrouzi, have founded the Canadian Obesity Network, a chapter of students and new professionals at Laurentian who work to raise awareness about obesity in Northern Ontario.
What is so special about Sudbury or the surrounding areas? Well, if we look at Sudbury, we find that we actually have a very high smoking population here. There's a lot of efforts for smoking cessation, and it has been successful, so I'll have to acknowledge that as well. But our smoking rate is high.
Is that higher than the national average?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So when we find that we have higher smoking rates, well, what does smoking do? When you smoke, when you're a heavy smoker, you actually basically inhibit or deactivate some enzymes in your body that basically kind of metabolize your system, right? So that's one issue. On top of that, you become insulin resistant. So when you become insulin resistant, you're actually going to accumulate fat in the midsection. Similarly with alcohol, and actually smoking and alcohol kind of go hand in hand at times. I would say an important factor too is the culture of Sudbury or Northern Ontario. So we have a high percentage of francophones. We also have a high percentage of Aboriginal peoples. Right, and what we find in both those populations is higher smoking and higher drinking.
The research behind these socioeconomic factors has shown that those who drink more than 4 drinks on most days are at a 50% chance of being more obese. Another factor that is really relevant to Sudbury is the workplace, with the largest sectors of workers being in healthcare and mining, both predominantly based on shift work. Studies have shown that shift work affects your sleeping and therefore your eating. There's a strong correlation between stress, sleeping, and obesity.
If you're getting off of work and you might be a little bit grumpy or tired, rather than going into a drive-through, maybe you can go to a grocery store and actually get some good food.
Fruits and vegetables, that kind of thing.
Yeah, lean food as well. So these are all factors that kind of come into play, in which it might sort of help us understand why Sudbury's obesity rate is so high.
And they're all factors that are very unique to Sudbury too.
Certainly.
Right.
So I would say the culture and the shift work are certainly important, as well as the smoking and the drinking. So we are higher than average in these things.
The numbers put out by Statistics Canada are based on self-reported data of height and weight. They are then put through an adjustment equation to account for bias. By looking at other determinants like population structure, economic status, social welfare, we can start to see why the numbers are so high and what can be done to help our growing population. For NorthernLife.ca, I'm Malika Villegas.